Four off the block. I'm Vane Lips, and we are now joined by Purdue Fort Wayne men's volleyball head coach Rock Perrotte after his team got a big 3-game victory, a sweep against in-state rival Ball State. And, Coach, it was the typical type of Ball State-Purdue Fort Wayne match you would expect. Lots of good defense, lots of blocks, no team sitting above 250. How would you assess your team's play today?
Well, I thought we won the serve-pass battle, which was first and foremost in regards to our game plan. Number two, I thought we really did a good job on trying to slow down Matt Shavs. He had been playing so well the last couple of weeks, and we really tried to put our emphasis on our defense to try and control him as best as we possibly could. I thought we were successful there, and we were a little bit more balanced tonight. We were able to run middle of their attack. I thought Pellegrin Vargas was really strong, as always. So I thought those three things were the biggest factors in our win tonight against Ball State.
Well, Coach, talking about the balancing, your offense being able to run in the serve and pass game, I got to ask you about your libero, Kobe Corner, and his ability to pass and help run stuff. How do you feel that he was able to play today?
Well, I think Colby has always been a strong passer. I thought as the match went along, he got better defensively. His reads were much better. But he's always been solid at service. He handles the ball nicely for us. He's very confident in his play in that regard. And so I thought as the match went on, he got stronger in both areas.
Yeah. And then I have to ask you about Pellegrin Vargas. Can you just talk about what you were seeing on the court tonight that was making him so successful?
Well, he got himself, he was very active and got himself open. And you know, a lot of teams, their defensive schemes is to try and throw two blockers, sometimes even three blockers in front of him. And he was very, very active both in the front and the back line. He didn't get frustrated if Ball State blocked him a couple times, or he didn't get a good set from Michael Keegan where he can do something with the ball. He was very smart, very deliberate with the volleyball. I like the fact that he tried to make himself as active and available as the back row as he possibly can be. He's a very special player. I'm very thankful that he's here as a mastodon, and he brings it each and every night as an All-American does.
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask you about that because you look at the numbers that he puts up not only offensively but defensively. Do you feel that he's one of the best well-rounded players in the nation right now?
He is. I mean, I think he's in the top 10 discussion as one of the best volleyball players playing in the nation. I think Josh and TJ at Long Beach State are the two best players playing volleyball, and I think you can go from there. But I think Pellegrin is gotten better defensively this season. I think that's been a big knack on him. His ball handling is a lot better in service speed, but his backcourt defense has gotten a lot better. We all know about his serve and what a cannon he can bring from the baseline offensively. His prowess is supreme. His block is the one little thing that he's got to get a little bit better at, a little bit more consistent with his movement and his technical work there. But he is becoming a complete volleyball player all the way around. And, I'm really impressed with what he has done this season in our conference, because a lot of teams have really schemed against trying to slow him down.
Coach, I want to take you back to the first game against Ball State. You're in overtime. You face a couple set points. You wind up finishing the set on a 3-0 run. Can you talk about those final couple of points and what you saw as the big difference to go from facing set point to eventually taking the game?
Unlike last week against Louis Loyola, we didn't make errors. That was the difference. We were able to handle the ball in service speed and get the first ball side up when we needed to. And we were able to get a key timely block up net for Dietrich, Pellegrin Vargas, and the opening contest. So I thought we kept our composure. We were in control most of that first set. And I really like the fact that we did not make errors late in order to win that opening contest.
Yeah. And, Coach, you look at the series against Ball State, you swept them twice. First time in program history you've had back-to-back sweeps against Ball State. Can you talk, it's an intense rivalry. What does that mean for this team to accomplish that kind of unique stat against Ball State?
I think it's a unique, first of all, number one, I am shocked that has never happened before, given all the great teams that we've had. But with Ball State's tradition, that would make sense. There's been so many great battles over all these years, 1981 on, and we started first beating Ball State back in 1989. It's been something special with the rivalry with Lloyd Ball here, of course, Coach Ball for all those years. And, it's special for our guys to have their own trends, their own history of making events, and to sweep Ball State 6-0 this season is remarkable. I would have never bet on it in a million years. It just gives us a lot of confidence that we can play with them night in and night out now. We don't take it for granted by any stretch of the imagination. We know that they can bring their A game, and these sets are close. I mean, when we were down in Muncie, the first two sets were really close. We had to come from behind. And tonight, the same thing. The first two sets were close as well. So it means a world to our players, because it gives us a lot of confidence going down the stretch here with these last 4 matches of our regular season.
Coach, you look at the rest of the regular season, you have 4 matches left. Obviously, you want to go 4-0 in the matches, but beyond that, what are you hoping to see from your team in those 4 matches heading into the MIVA tournament?
I just want to see maturation. I want us to learn from every match that we play. We talked about how we gave up opportunities against Lewis and Loyola, and you can't do that against the 2 best teams in our conference. You got to be able to dial it in and be a playmaker in crunch time. I thought we were able to do that significantly. Obviously, our backcourt defense, I think, needs to get better, and I want to see more improvement there. I want to see more attention to detail amongst our guys in regards to whether it's applying a scouting report or just a little nuance of the game that can help them get better and get stronger and continue the momentum this weekend at Lindenwood and at Clemson, and next week at Ohio State and Kentucky.
All right, Coach, and 2 final questions, and we'll let you go on this. Obviously, a great start or a great job in conference play this season, but you look at the 4 losses. There are 2 Loyola and 2 Lewis. If you guys are going to win an MIVA championship, likely are going to have to go through one of those teams. So with that being said, does your team have the confidence, despite those regular season losses, that in the postseason you guys can beat Lewis or Loyola?
Well, nothing is guaranteed that Lewis and Loyola, even though they're number 1 and number 2 currently, because I think the quarterfinal matchup is going to be really difficult, at least for the 2 seed, because I think a 7 seed in our conference can upset a 2 seed. But we have a lot of confidence in Loyola. We play Loyola typically well. This is the first time here at home that we've extended Lewis University to 5 sets, and we had our opportunities even on their off night. The big difference between those 2 teams and everybody else is the fact of their physicality. I think it's so consistent across the board, and I've long preached to my team over a year now, believe it or not, that the lack of our physicality can't be overcome by our skill. And what I mean by that is we need to be dialed in skillfully to beat that team, because we're not going to beat them because of our size. We're not going to overpower them or over-muscle them. We've got to be clean with our ball handling and the way that we play the game. That's the difference between Lewis and Loyola and everybody else. And so I hope that we have learned our lesson. If we do get an opportunity to play them again in the semifinals or the conference final, that we take that into consideration and take it to its utmost attention to detail, because it's about skill and it's about execution. And when you have the opportunity, you must put the ball away against those 2 teams.
Yeah. And Coach, final question. We'll let you go on this. Obviously you have a lot of starters who've done some very well-deserved pub for the play that they've done. But give us a player who you feel this season has made really great improvement, but may not have been getting the big national attention.
Well, I think those are 2, and actually could be 3 players. Cade Bontrager did a great job for us when Tony Price was out. I think he played about 8 or 9 matches and was just phenomenal for us at the 0-2 spot. Richie Dietrich has been most improved at our middle 2 position. He's in the top 3 in blocks in our conference. Eddie and his service much improved from the service line, and Michael Keegan. I think Michael Keegan has just done a tremendous job throughout the entire course of our season, leading our team both offensively and defensively. I think he's a really good, if not the best, 2-way player in our conference. I think Matt Yoshimoto is up there as well in the setting position, that he can do it all. And I'm really, really happy with what Michael Keegan has done all season long to lead our volleyball team. So I would say those two players, Cade Bontrager, Richard Dietrich, and Michael Keegan.